Hey guys, it's Jackie with Intoxicating Arts, and I had some cards today that I wanted to share with you before I ship them off to my friends and family. I originally wanted to make tutorials for some of these, but it was just way too long and it didn't really work out, so I thought it would be nice to share them with you before I ship them off. So I'm going to start off with this one, and I'll tell you right now, this one did not come out the way that I had originally planned. I originally wanted to put some of that green florist wire through the holes in these woodcut light bulbs, and I glued them down before I remembered to do that. And the other thing that I think I should have done differently is actually had them facing outward and have the color bursting out. So my original idea was have these bursts of color that match the light bulb coming off of it, kind of glowing and bursting off of it. I thought it would look pretty cool, and it has a lot of shimmer and shine to it. So I used my laser cut wood light bulbs, which they come in a set. This is one of the larger ones that are in the set, and I colored them with some of my mica powders. I actually make my own mica powders, and I'm working on getting those posted for sale. So for instance, this color right here is called Maui Magma, which is this one. So that's what it looks like when it's actually down. I can kind of give you a close up here. They're really shiny and shimmery and really pretty. And then I went over it with some glossy accents just to further that shine. It really doesn't need it. It doesn't need any kind of sealant on it because there is a binder already in the product itself. So these are called luster mica powders, which go along with the whole luster mica spray mist that I made. And I do sell those as well on the website. And also this Merry Christmas piece that you see right here is an acrylic piece, and I laser cut it and etch it, and I also sell those as well. I know it's a little late in the year to start buying stuff like that. It comes in a set. This is one that I had actually colored using some alcohol inks, and it just kind of accentuates the etching in there. It's not really focusing, so as you can see, it just kind of accentuates the etching in it. And this comes in a set with some tags, so you actually get the same thing that has a hole in it, so you can put it on a present if you want to. So that's pretty much all I did there. Is, you know, it took a little while because I was trying to make sure that these colors didn't bleed into each other too much and they didn't muddy up or anything. The inside, I just kind of splashed some of the powder in there mixed with water. So here's my next one, and this one was pretty simple to do. I used the Die Cuts with a View Heirloom Christmas stack. I love that set. I have it from maybe a few years ago. And this is my Ho 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 laser cut wood piece that I made. And then I also used some of my luster powder on there, but I mixed a couple of them together because I wanted a richer red and I wanted it to have the gold sparkle in there. These stars that I put on here are the gold, the 24 karat gold luster powder mixed in with some gloss gel, and then I put it through one of my stencils that I have. I don't have that one for sale yet, or actually I do. I have that one for sale on the website, I believe, and it's just like a trail of stars. So just to add on, this gold down here was already on the paper, and I did the inside of this one, and I used a stamp that I've had for a while. This is actually gold. It's kind of hard to tell in this lighting because it's more of like, I can't think of the right word for this type of gold, but it's, I can't think of the right word for it. But I embossed that. It's from an old Fisker's stamp set that I've had for a while. So there's that one. And then this one I'm not super proud of. I don't really like how it came out. This is from a Lawn Fawn set. This is their new Snow Day, I believe it's called, paper. And then I did the fox on here from the, it's either called Joy to the Woods, I believe, stamp set, which I do sell. And this is one of my old stamps that I have. I tried to like color in this snowman here, and then I did glossy accents and some rhinestones, but I just think that kind of did not accentuate the card all that well. So there's that one. It's a nice flat card to send through the mail. And then this one is super unconventional, just pink all the way. This reindeer right here is also a laser woodcut, even though it doesn't look like it, because I dipped it in some melted UD that I had colored pink using various UDs. And the Joyful Wishes sentiment right here is from Lawn Fawn Joy to the Woods. And this is a Spellbinders die cut. In the background here, you can see some of this raised patterning. That is actually Prima's Art Basics light paste that was put through the Tim Holtz Stripes stencil using a palette knife. I dried it most of the way, and then I started to use my Distress inks on it. So it did soak up some of the Distress inks in some of the areas, and I think it kind of gave it a cool effect. I didn't do an insight on that one. Next up is my Jingle All the Way card. And once again, I use those light bulbs, but on this one I used the larger ones, which I kind of tend to call the scrapbook size because they are pretty big. As you can see, this is a standard A4 size card. And the sentiment Jingle All the Way is actually just a dollar stamp that I have from a year or two ago. I got from the dollar bin at Michael's. It's a Studio G stamp. I always look in those bins because you can find some pretty decent stamps. But the tag that I stamped it on is actually a Lawn Fawn stamp. Unfortunately, I do not sell that stamp set, so I don't know which one it's from. And the paper that you see here, like this line paper, and then this really awesome music notes paper in the background with the cute little hearts, is Lawn Fawn as well. I used my tiny attacher to put that on there. I just wanted it to kind of be able to freely move on this edge. And then I went in with some alcohol markers to try to color those in red and green. And then you can see all that gorgeous shimmer and sparkle on these using my luster mica powders. The top of it was done with some embossing powder. And then this one I did remember to use my green florist wire to, you know, have them hanging on something. But I put some little kinks in there, and then I had to make sure that this bell would be able to jingle and move freely. And I didn't do anything on the inside of that one, so pretty simple, but I'm going to have to hand deliver this because it is pretty thick. And last but certainly not least, probably one of my most favorite ones that I made is this one right here. And this one took me a little bit of time, and just because there's some layering to it, and I'm not really good at tying bows, I had to use my Bodabra to get that on there properly. The Merry Christmas sentiment in there is an acrylic Merry Christmas sentiment that I laser cut, and I do sell these in wood. I ended up not releasing the acrylic ones, but now that I actually got to use it, I think it came out really nice, and I probably should have put those up for sale, but I didn't. I'm currently working on Valentine's laser cut, so I'll have plenty of those ready in time. For this one, I actually used, so when I cut this right here, when I cut this out, I cut it out of this piece of paper. So it was, you know, I just happened to line it up kind of in the middle, and then I had this sitting on the side, and I was like, wow, that would be nice to use for a card, just fold it in half and have something peeking through. So luckily this acrylic piece fit just ever so perfectly in there, and I cut this cute little bunny out of the Snow Day set from Lawn Fawn. So again, this is Lawn Fawn paper, and just stacked it on there. You use some foam dots you can see in there to give it some nice dimension. And then just the bow, I've had this stuff forever. It was on clearance. And then the thing that I like about this one is it says Merry Christmas, and then you open it up, and it kind of comes to life. You get these cute little critters hiding in there, and it's just, you know, it's an all-around experience, where my other cards are just like, well, I did the front. So that's probably my favorite card out of all of them, and it definitely took some time for me to do because I create on the fly, which is why sometimes I end up with cards like this that I don't particularly love. Alright, so I don't know how long YouTube gives me, so I tried to run through all that pretty quickly. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I will be posting links to where you can purchase my products, and I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Thank you so much, and if I don't see you before Christmas, have a awesome and very Merry Christmas. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.